Welcome to Building a World-Class Culture. I'm Steve Siebold.
And I'm Don Yeager.
For the next 12 months, Don and I are going to share what we've learned over the past 30 years of working with many of the most successful athletes, largest corporations, and greatest thinkers in the world.
The purpose of this training system is to help you become an even more valuable member of the team while enhancing an already world-class corporate culture.
We'll be presenting 8 to 10-minute videos like this one every week and asking you to answer a few questions after watching it on this website. Very simple, straightforward material designed to prompt you to consider how these ideas, principles, strategies, and philosophies can help you and the entire team attain greater success.
It's about building a culture of greatness, and we think you're really going to enjoy the process.
The first topic we want to start with is what we call world-class attitude.
And you know, one of the most common things we both hear in corporate America is you can't train someone to have a world-class attitude.
Yeah, and it's not true. With the right system, anyone can be trained to do almost anything, and attitude is no exception.
That's so true. In fact, I'll give you an example. See, the New England Patriots, under the leadership of Bill Belichick, have famously acquired players who have had attitude problems at previous stops in their career. Corey Dillon, Randy Moss, the list goes on. But with a high level of success, those players have shown better attitudes in that environment than they did anywhere else they played. That was because the Patriots focused on attitude. They let players know what was expected and what was unacceptable. In that time span, the Patriots turned in the highest winning percentage in the NFL. That in itself is evidence that an attitude adjustment can be taught and learned.
That's a great story, Don. Let's talk about some of the three major tenets of a world-class attitude.
And when we say world-class, we don't simply mean having a positive attitude.
Right, that's right, because having a positive attitude, while important at the appropriate time, is only one component of a world-class attitude.
A world-class attitude is composed of 3 levels of thinking. Level 1 is critical thinking, Level 2 is positive thinking, and Level 3 is negative thinking.
Yeah, let me repeat what Don just said. Level 1 is critical thinking, Level 2 is positive thinking, and Level 3 is negative thinking. Let's dissect them one by one.
Critical thinking is the highest level of thought because it takes into account greater criteria during decision making. In other words, it considers all the facts and evidence in a specific circumstance or situation in the decision making process.
Yeah, and it operates under logic, not emotion. Critical thinking is emotionless thinking.
Can you give us an example, Steve?
Okay, let's say I want to advance with the company, get promoted, and make more money. Critical thinking tells me the company will gladly increase my compensation if I can bring the organization more value. It's not about posturing or politics. It's about creating greater value in exchange for increased compensation. Nothing more and nothing less.
That's exactly right. Another example of critical thinking relates to being able to evaluate your own job performance. Honestly. Positive thinkers overrate themselves, negative thinkers underrate themselves, but critical thinkers are able to rate themselves objectively using benchmarks such as industry standards, colleagues, and competition. This is important to creating world-class performance because if you don't know where you're starting from, it's almost impossible to accurately track your progress.
Yeah, and that's why positive thinking is not enough. Don't get me wrong, there is certainly a time and a place for positive thinking. If you wake up in a bad mood, enacting positive thinking, will probably help you change your attitude.
That's true. There's also a place for negative thinking. If you're planning next year's budget, it's smart strategy to build some extra money in for unexpected expenses. Positive thinking would tell you to spend based on your current situation. Negative thinking would tell you to be prepared for problems.
The bottom line is all 3 levels of thinking have value, with critical thinking being the most useful in most situations. I recently conducted a survey with a Fortune 500 sales team and asked them this critical thinking question. If the sales team were better, would the company be making more money? Guess what percentage of the salespeople said yes? 20%.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it is, and it's an example how otherwise intelligent people can think their way into self-delusion.
That's the problem with emotionally charged thinking. It clouds judgment. That's why we strongly recommend building critical thinking into the culture.
It's one of our highest recommendations.
So this week, we want you to heighten your awareness around your level of thinking and take note of times where you slip into emotionally charged positive or negative thinking.
And if you do fall into this trap, immediately remove the emotion from your line of thinking and begin to view the situation from a calm and logical point of view.
In a short time, this will become a habit, and when it does, you'll be able to avoid this trap and perform at a higher level.
That's so true. You start seeing things as they are as opposed to what you wish they were, and then you can take the necessary steps to make the changes you desire. It's a very powerful skill.
So please practice this for the next week. Fill out the questions on the website, and we'll see you next week.
Take care, everyone.